Hello, lovely people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and this is Evolved Chit. It's my little corner of the world where I like to talk about spirituality, metaphysical stuff, universal laws, and psychology. So, I was actually about to start my workout this morning, and I got thinking about all the content, and let's just talk about YouTube videos that I have consumed over the past however many years when I was navigating my twin flame experience. So I happened to see a video posted the other day. I didn't watch it, but I just saw the card, the title, and it was talking about the lunar eclipse and its effect on the divine masculine. And it just made me giggle because I thought about how much stuff is out there about, portals and the portals open or the portals closing, or there's an astrological aspect that's coming up, and all that information generally can be very valid and very useful. But at the same time, I'm like, how the hell did we get here? Like, how did we get here? And when all of this came up, why did I even entertain it? And what was it all about? So it just got me thinking about all the stuff that I had consumed over the years to understand this connection and understand what I was feeling. And it made me think about how much content I read when I was first triggered, first by my fake twin flame. And then it was almost as if that was preparing me for, my person, my twin flame. So the one thing that really made me laugh was that how serious I took some of this content, because I do take the metaphysical stuff seriously. I do take astrology seriously. I think it's just another tool, in our toolbox, our tool belt, that we can use to help us navigate, being a human being, especially as, spiritual beings. So when I was trying to figure this out, I was looking at anything I could, astrological aspects. I didn't go this far, but I know somebody who actually took a Reiki course that was said to help them align with their twin flame. So there's just all this crazy stuff out there that, we're trying and buying and doing to help us understand this connection, or help us, stabilize the connection because we want it. So, but the way I look at it for myself personally, because I was doing all that stuff too, if that resonates for you, what I realized is that, the connection and the want isn't about the connection with this person. It's the want to have a connection with myself. Because, if I'm honest with myself, I was having a little bit of an identity crisis. I had gone through major shifts in my life, from losing parents, from going through a really challenging divorce, moving a few times, losing some lifelong friendships just because of differences in like ideologies or philosophies or what have you, petty stuff often. And I felt a little bit like, a woman without a country. And I'm grateful for my family and some of my longtime friends that really stood by me during these times and saw me for who I am while I was navigating this stuff that just had me, out of my mind. And nothing like horrible or bad, but I was acting out of character, or I was distracted. So I reflected on some of this content about validating the twin flame experience, or validating who your twin flame is. And there's one thing, one video, and one thing that I did that still blows my mind. And when I think about it in this validating of, is this person who, the Google algorithm says is my twin flame, is this person my twin flame? And I needed to know that, and I wanted to know that at the time. And So one Saturday afternoon, I was, going down the rabbit hole of YouTube videos, and I happened upon a channel called Stars Aligned with Carmen. I believe that's what it's called, but and I'll put a link in the comments section. You can check it out. So I really like her content. I think she's really knowledgeable. I've always loved numerology. I think it's really cool and interesting. And I've seen it pretty accurate. And I found one of her videos about validating, using numerology to validate if someone is in fact your twin flame. So there was a side of me, because I knew at this time, I knew enough from my fake twin flame experience that shouldn't go down these rabbit holes of information and put energy on this other person. But there was just something so compelling about this video. I was like, you know what? I've gone this far. What's one more video? So I watched the video, and she talked about how you can use the person's, full name and date of birth to run different numerology charts. So you could do things like your destiny path, your life path, and so on. So there's these different types of calculations that speak to different things that are happening in your life that align with numerology, and how you can use numerology to validate those things, or to help you and guide you along the way, very much like astrology. So went to watch the video, and then based on the instruction that she had given in the video, I was like, well, I'm sure there's some websites out here that can actually calculate these numbers for me automatically. So I found one. I tried a couple with just my information at first, just to see which ones resonated with me. And there was one that I found, and it offered free calculations for the different path numbers that Carmen was recommending that you look at to see if someone is in fact your twin flame. So at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, because do I really want to know? And then I was like, yeah, I really want to know. So I had, as I mentioned in previous content, I had what I believe was my fake twin flame. And this was somebody that I was dating just before I met the person who I think is my twin flame. So I put in his information first. I was like, let me put his info in and let's see what comes out, because who knows, maybe he is my real twin flame and my twin flame is my fake twin flame. And then I'm like, does this even really matter at this point? So I'm trying to talk myself out of it, but curiosity got the better of me. So I put fake twin flames information in, and I put my information in. And we didn't have one match on anything. I did all the different calculations with the different charts and stuff, and there wasn't anything that was the same. So I was like, all right, well, that's good to know. And so then I was like, well, maybe I don't know. I was like, do I really want to know if this person's my twin flame? Do I really want to open up this can of worms right now, when at the time I really had kind of balanced the energy. I was still much like in my ego place, but I could see it all for what it was, and I was like, this is going to be what it needs to be. And at the time, my twin flame and I were kind of in one of our separation phases. So I finally relented, and I already had all my information ready with the different life path numbers and chart numbers and everything that I wanted to compare. So I typed in his life path number, which I knew we didn't have the same life path number, but I just had to do it. So I was like, okay. So I typed it in. We actually have very complementary life path numbers. And then I typed in, for destiny, and I typed in for this one and that one. There was like 4 different ones that I did, and they were the same number. And so for example, if his number was like a 24-6, mine was a 42-6. One of our numbers was a 2, mine was an 11-2, and his is a 2-2.
And there were a couple of others like that as well, that matched up. So, and we were the opposite of each other. So one number was a 16, the other was a 61 or something. It was just stuff like that. I'm like, this is insane. So, I mean, at that point, along with the other weird synchronicities and things that we had in common, that the traditional internet is signs that this person is your twin flame lists that are out there, then this person is my twin flame. And it's so weird to admit that and to say that, because at this point in my life, I'm like, does it really matter? You know, the connection we have, does it, in our relationship, does this really matter? It just so happens that that is our meet cute, that we're twin flames, and that we have some sort of energetic draw. And he admits it too. We don't talk about twin flames, but he knows that there is something that's a little otherworldly about our connection when it comes to those things. So that's really cool validation, that because there are times I'm like, I must be losing it. You know, I thought I was, pretty grounded in reality. But this is just a whole other level of stuff. And it made me see that sometimes there are things that are out there that we're just not capable of seeing with our ego mask on. We're not capable of seeing with the eyes that are not open to possibilities and things that just, aren't right in front of us. So take this for what it's worth. If you are somebody who is looking for that validation because you're feeling really stuck, and you're looking for something to help you better understand this connection or validate this connection, if you think that's something that's going to help you move through a pattern that you're stuck in right now, or let you off the hook so you can move forward with your life, then check out that video. I'll put a link in the section below, and run your charts, run your numerology charts and see what comes up. But again, just a reminder, like, do your best not to get sucked into this stuff. It really doesn't matter what eclipse portal is open right now, because there's always going to be a new moon and a full moon. They happen every month. And sometimes there's a couple of them that happen in a month. And sometimes we have a couple of full moons. But use them as what they are. And it's an opportunity to see what kind of energetic influence is happening in our planet and how it may impact other people. Consider this a blessing. There are a lot of people who walk around without any knowledge of these tools or things that can help us align with our highest self, with our soul. And they're just walking around in, earth form. They're earthbound. And they're not aware of these other things. That doesn't make them bad people. They're wonderful people. Like, I think about some of the people I work with. Like, I could never have conversations. Some people I talk to, stuff like this, I send them links on mindfulness or whatever because they're into it, and somehow we get into these discussions. There are other people that would be like, hell no, I'm not clicking on that link. Or, okay, Steph, I knew you were always a little nuts, but this one is something else. So, like, whatever, that's okay. If our soul chose this, then this is what their soul is choosing right now. But if you're resonating with this content, then that means that, you came here with a mission to connect with your higher self. And you're working on transcending that energetic cord. So use this information for what it's worth. Do your best not to stay stuck in that obsessive thinking or negative thought cycles. Like, that's the most important thing, I think, right there is, this person can be your twin flame, and maybe you're not with them. Maybe you're longing for them and you want that connection. So look at that longing as, a longing for a connection with yourself. And again, saying this from personal experience, and I thought I was pretty, self-aware. I was looking outside of myself. So just use this as an opportunity to go within and connect with who you are and what's important to you and what you are here to experience, and move in that way. If this person's your twin flame, they have no choice but to show up in your life. So stay in alignment with your highest self and what gives you joy and happiness and, fulfills you. And this person will have no other choice but to show up, because that's how the magnetism works. And if you are looking for something just to help you validate that, then check out that YouTube video from Carmen and how you might be able to use numerology to confirm this. Because that, I go back to that sometimes, like when things are, I'm feeling a little weird about stuff with my twin. I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna say like this person's my twin and numerology is my validation, this numerology chart is my the validation of that, then numerology is showing me that this person is my mirror self, is my other self. We mirror each other in all of these aspects, numerology aspects. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope this was helpful. I encourage you to check out some of my other videos about managing your mindset and how to use astrology to help you align with your higher self. I'll put those links to some of those videos in the comment section below. Also, check out my website. I have a free ebook out there if you go to the Get Started page, and you can download that. And it's just a 7-day mindset reset, simple exercises that help you get in alignment with who you are and what's important to you and what you want to experience in this life. Also, I have lots of blog content out there about how to align with your higher self, talking about how to tap into our psychic gifts, how to use the law of assumption, affirmations, all that other fun stuff. There's a lot of free content out there. And now I'm really excited. I am offering one-on-one sessions through my site too. So you can schedule either a 30-minute or a 60-minute session with me. You can just click the link on that page, on the services page, and the calendars will come up, and you can pick a day and time in the near future that we can connect. So those sessions do take place via Zoom, and you'll get an email with the Zoom link after you've completed your purchase. So this is just a reminder that you are loved, you are needed, you are necessary. So step into your power. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and good vibes for your journey. Bye.